Estate planning doesn't have to be complicated or fancy, but it does need to be done properly. Hello everyone, I'm glad you could join me for Wednesday's Money Conversation with Coach Kathy. I'm Kathy, owner of Lord Financial Coaching, and if you're ready to start talking and taking action to feel more confident with your money, then you're in the right place. I help women build clarity and confidence through coaching and workshops, and I share simple tips to help you create lasting financial habits. I often hear from others that they avoid talking about estate planning because it feels so uncomfortable or overwhelming. Who wants to chat about when they die? Well, I want to remind you that eventually we all will pass on. And the question is, when this happens, do you want your family to have time to grieve their loss or panic because they don't know what to do? Or worse, could they be fighting decisions that they believe you'd want them to take place after you die? Let's bring some clarity, and I will share my thoughts on what estate planning is about. In my opinion, it's about protecting your loved ones, communicating your wishes, and most importantly, reducing confusion and stress later on. And let me remind you that estate planning is not only for wealthy families, it's for anyone who has loved ones relying on their income or housing, and comfort for your children in case they are left behind. 4 basic estate planning documents everyone should know about is 1, a will. And please hear me, if you can take away one thing from today's conversation, it is that everyone above the age of 18 should have a will. Because if you have a checking account and a car, you guessed it, you have assets. And if you don't have a will, then someone else gets to decide what happens to your vehicle and your money. And a call out to the moms and dads who may have teenagers who recently became adults. As soon as they turn 18, please encourage them and talk to them about how easy it is to generate a will just in case something happens to them. Everyone should have a will, and it is now super simple to get one done. There are free resources available, often online and through employee assistant programs. I've even seen some websites offering it for under $100. So just make sure you have it notarized, as most UPS stores or your local bank will notarize for a nominal fee. Get it done. Number 2, define your beneficiaries. If you have a retirement account, an insurance policy, make sure you designate where these funds will pass through to your beneficiaries. Best practice is to review regularly. I recommend at least make sure once a year everything is accurate. If you get married or divorced, that's a perfect time to revisit everything. Number 3, a healthcare and financial power of attorney document. These two handle completely different aspects of your world. A healthcare power of attorney document is sometimes called a patient advocate designation. The person you name in this document is your patient advocate and gives them the power to make decisions about your physical and mental health care if you can't make those decisions yourself. This is especially important for couples and young adults. I'm sure you've seen in the news reports when health decisions are contested, and you don't want this to be your situation. So decide now whom you trust to make your healthcare decisions. The second part of number 3 is your financial power of attorney document. This is someone you authorize to manage your finances. This can include managing your accounts, your investments, your bills, your taxes, and your real estate. And if you're unable to handle your own money, and if you can't, they will. And remember, those 2 power of attorney documents do not need to name the same person. It can be 2 completely different people. And then lastly, number 4, guardianship. This is critically important for families with dependent children or adult children if they require special needs planning. Guardianship is decided based on what is in the best interest of the child or children. It is an important decision that should be discussed with the potential guardian. Please, no surprises, and get it documented. No matter what, don't assume the guardianship for your child will go to who you want after death. Write your wishes down in a legal document to ensure who you want to care for your children gets implemented. And keep in mind, if you are divorced, you can ask that a guardian for your visitation be named. Don't assume that once you're divorced, your children will automatically return to the living parent. I had this noted in my own guardianship for my children when they were young, as it gave me a peace of mind that they could still have a connection with my twin sister. What are some of the common mistakes you should avoid as you look at your own estate planning documents? Don't assume everything automatically goes to your family. You never know who might show up after your passing to lay claim to your assets. Another mistake you might hear about is forgetting to update your beneficiaries after major life changes, and that can be crazy. Perhaps you got married. Don't forget to remove your first spouse and add the second one. And another one is waiting too long because it feels uncomfortable. Hear me, you're going to die. The question is, do you want your grieving family to have to worry about how to manage your estate when you pass, or instead allow them to grieve comfortably and know what to do? Another mistake that I experienced was not communicating your wishes with all of the loved ones. My own mother passed away 10 years ago, and I am still hearing from a family member of all the promises she had made while she was still alive. She never communicated the changes in her circumstances, so it left it for me and my sisters to handle. So I encourage everyone, when you define those documents, and I hope it happens soon, please call a family meeting with your immediate siblings, parents, and children, if you have them. Sit down and talk about how you're organizing your estate and want everyone to know the plan. Describe your wishes, share what you want to happen in case of an emergency, and explain who will handle what on your behalf. That way, you can answer the questions compared to others trying to defend your actions later on. Believe me, as this happened to my own family, not communicating your wishes and plans can cause so much drama in your family and can really hurt your relationships. Something to keep in mind is estate planning can start small. Just handle one of the documents this quarter and consider getting another one done in the next quarter. And as I mentioned earlier, I really want to encourage you to review your beneficiaries annually. And the will doesn't have to be 50 pages long. Keep it simple to cover your major assets. And in this age of everything being online and digital, consider creating a Google Drive to organize key financial documents and then share those with your designate so they have access to those documents at their fingertips. This was something I recently just talked about creating myself. And I wish you the best in having those uncomfortable family conversations. Just starting out with the idea of these documents and having dialogue will go a long way to build confidence in your decisions. And my hope would be that when you start talking about organizing your estate plan, others in your family will do the same. Planning today creates peace of mind tomorrow. And so if this message resonated with you, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss future tips and conversations. And if you're ready for support on your financial journey or want to explore learning about retirement readiness, I'd love to connect with you. And there's a link below to schedule a consultation. See you next time.